You may have seen videos in which people prove equality of two different numbers. The proof starts with an equation and a sequence of steps is applied to transform the equation to a strange and false statement like 5 is equal to 4 or 1 is equal to 2 or 2 plus 2 is equal to 5 and like that. In this video, I'll explain what is wrong with such proofs. Apparently, everything looks fine and it appears that all the rules of mathematics are applied correctly, but still the sequence of steps ends up with the equality of two different numbers. There is one rule of mathematics that is applied incorrectly in such claims. We will look at that rule in detail in this short video. You must have understood the significance of applying that rule, as incorrect application of the rule results in incorrect statements. Imagine the severity of the consequences if you use that law incorrectly in your research work as a student of mathematics. Your final results will be far removed from being correct. So let's dig deep and begin with proving that 10 is equal to 6. Let's start with 20 is equal to 20. Write 20 as 50 minus 30. Subtract 20 from both sides of the equation. Performing the same operation on both sides of the equation does not affect the equation, but with certain conditions, of course. In this step, we take 50 as it is and write minus 30 minus 20 as minus 50. On the right hand side, we take 30 as it is and we write 50 minus 20 as 30. Write 50 as 10 times 5 and 30 as 6 times 5. 10 is common to both of the statements on the left hand side and 6 is common to both sides of the statement on the right hand side. So we can take 10 outside of the statement on the left hand side and 6 as a common element. We can take it outside of the statement as well. Now in the last step, we cancel out 5 minus 5 and we have proven that 10 is equal to 6. What is wrong with that? Which law of mathematics we have applied incorrectly? Let's look at each step. We started with 20 is equal to 20. This step, there is nothing wrong with that because this equation is correct. Writing 20 as 50 minus 30, this step is fine. Subtracting 20 from both sides of the equation, this step is also fine. And writing 50 minus 30 minus 20 as 50 minus 50 and writing this statement as 30 minus 30, this step is also okay. Writing 50 as 10 times 5, writing 30 as 6 times 5, this step is also okay. Taking 10 outside of the statement and taking 6 outside of the statement, this step is also fine. Now here is something that is incorrect. Here we have used a rule of mathematics. Rather, we have applied that rule incorrectly. We have cancelled out 5 minus 5 from both sides of the equation. When we say that we cancel out some number from both sides of the equation, it is a short way of saying that we divide both sides of the equation by that number. Suppose we have an equation xy is equal to yz. Cancelling out y from both sides of the equation is equivalent to saying that we divide both sides of the equation by y. Now y cancels out and x is equal to z. But it is rule of mathematics that we cannot divide both sides of the equation by 0. The equation no longer remains the same because in mathematics we cannot divide by 0. Suppose it is okay to cancel out 0 from both sides of the equation. Let's look what happens. 0 is equal to 0. This equation is correct. We can write 0 as 0 times 8 and on the right hand side we can write it as 0 times any number, maybe 9. Now we cancel out 0 from both sides of the equation. 8 is equal to 9. No, it is incorrect. So you must remember that when you, in any step of proving any theorem or proving any statement, and in any step, if you divide both sides of the equation by some statement or by some number, you have to be careful that the number you are dividing by should not be 0. And if that number is some symbol, and in some cases that number can be 0, then you need to treat the 0 case separately from the other cases where the number or the symbol cannot be 0. So this is the rule people usually exploit to prove strange and false statements. Dividing both sides of the equation by some number, the number must not be 0. Please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to watch more videos like that. Thank you so much.